Tempers have risen in the People's Democratic Party (PDP) ahead of today's National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting on the zoning of offices. The next section is expected to ratify or reject the recommendations of Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi's Committee on Zoning, which was released last Thursday. 7 groups have emerged in the party which were poised to show down for today. There were fears of a plot to disrupt the NEC meeting by those aggrieved with Ugwuanyi's committee's report. But Southern governors were adamant last night on the proposed zoning of the national chairman to the north and the choice of a former Senate President, David Mark. The PDP governors and leaders were divided yesterday, with each camp engaging in massive lobbying. It was learnt. It was also learnt that the disagreement was compounded by a fresh suggestion to subject the report of the zoning committee to voting at the NEC meeting. Some governors and leaders have rejected the recommendations on voting in INEC. A reliable source who spoke with our correspondent said the party was going to the NEC meeting in 7 groups. The groups are: 1. Party leaders in favor of the status quo, with Prince Uche Secondo's National Working Committee conducting the National Convention. 2. Southern governors and leaders in favor and ratification of Ugwuanyi's report. 3. Southern and Middle Belt leaders behind a Northern PDP chairman and the push for Senator David Mark as the next PDP chairman. 3. The camps of Northern presidential aspirants and governors opposed to the report on new zoning formula and seeking outright rejection. Religious apologists in the party claiming that a Christian Northerner cannot be party chairman with a Christian Southerner as president. PDP leaders seeking deferment and suspension of consideration of the Ugwuanyi's committee's reports. And lastly, party leaders and governors who want the presidential ticket of PDP thrown open. According to findings, some governors and leaders of the party were uncomfortable with the tension associated with the report of Ugwuanyi's committee. The affected PDP leaders have been promoting the idea of deferring action on the report to allow more consultations. It was learned that PDP leaders cited a similar position of Governor Bala Mohammed's committee on the review of 2019 general elections, which recommended that the presidential ticket of the party for 2023 be left open. To avoid crisis, the PDP instead opted to raise a technical committee, which has not been done. A member of the NEC said, "We have never been this divided because of the touchy issue on zoning, which we should not have left a committee to decide. I can tell you of the emergency of about 7 groups in the party over the zoning formula unveiled by Ugwuanyi's committee. Some leaders have demanded the retention of the status quo with the present National Working Committee conducting the National Convention. Some are now pushing for either the ratification or rejection of the committee's report. Some are now reading religious politics to the exercise. Others have asked us to suspend the action on the consideration of the report to douse tension, and we have those who are seeking a commitment to throw the presidential ticket of the party open to the north and south before considering Ugwuanyi's committee report. In fact, the camps of Northern presidential aspirants like ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar, ex-Senate President Bukola Saraki, Governor Aminu Tambuwa, ex-Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso, and ex-Governor Sule Lamido do not support the zoning of the office of the national chairman of PDP to the north. Another source said the camp of Atiku, Saraki, Tambuwa, and others have been weighing options on whether or not to take the risk with NEC ratification of the zoning formula for the party offices. If they allow PDP NEC to ratify the zoning formula, it may be the end of their presidential ambition because Southern governors have remained adamant on power shift to the south in 2023. And in the last 1 week, there had been allegations and counter-allegations on how some PDP Southern presidential aspirants have been claiming victory with Ugwuanyi's committee's reports. Some are even boasting that they have beaten PDP northern leaders to their game, the source added. As at press time, the southern governors have stuck to the report of the zoning committee. The same governors have insisted on going ahead with the choice of Mark as the next national chairman of PDP, despite the fact that the ex-governors Ahmed Makafi, Ibrahim Shema, Sule Lamido, Babangida Aliyu, and others have been thrown up. There are also battles before the neck. These are either to ratify or reject the committee's report and the search for a new chairman. Although the choice of a new chairman may not be obviously part of the NEC agenda, it will impededly guide the session. A former governor who spoke in confidence said, "We anticipate a stormy NEC because they failed to heed our warning." Stakeholders in the party have sharply disagreed over Ogwai's committee's report, which has technically defined where the presidential slot of PDP will be zoned to. Only a foolish politician will allow the report of the Ogwai's committees to sail through. This is why we have the fears of the likely disruption of the NEC session or an inconclusive NEC. We gave them an honest advice to allow the status quo so that the Prince Uche Secondo's National Working Committee can conduct our national convention. But ambition is killing this party. For a party seeking to defeat the All Progressive Congress APC in 2023, do we need to engage in self-inflicted crisis? The more we try to navigate the situation at hand, the more we are running into another crisis. For instance, Senator David Mark is a perfect fit for the post of a national chairman. But if the presidential ticket is zoned to the south, PDP will automatically have a southern Christian candidate. Is this not a dangerous permutation? In good conscience, can we alienate Muslim North or Hausa Fulani with huge voting strength? With the religious tension in the country, can PDP afford a Christian as a chairman and a Southern Christian as a presidential candidate? Is the PDP no longer a symbol of Nigerians' unity? We need time to reflect and come up with good permutations instead of bowing to the whims and caprices of some governors who are desperate to be PDP's presidential candidate in 2023. It's really getting heated up. And we can see that personal ambition is seriously pushing hard. Well, guys, let's hear your own thoughts. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again on more updates. Bye.